Maryville or Farragut, which one's better? If you are from Maryville or the Farragut area, leave your comment down below about what you like about your area, and go ahead and let us know what you don't like so that the viewers get a perspective from somebody else who lives in the area. So in comparing the two, let's start off with some basic facts. First of all, Farragut is a town located in Knox County. It has a population a little over 24,000 people, where Maryville is actually a city located in Blount County with over 32,000 people. Now, they both have some really nice amenities. When it comes to parks and greenways, that's something Farragut is known for, but Maryville has equally as nice parks and greenways as well. Library is something on the list because Farragut has a nice public library, but Maryville has a very nice public library. Shopping. Now, this is where we're gonna see a little bit of a difference. See, Maryville has a mall called the Foothills Mall, and it's a nice mall, but it's nothing to write home about. Farragut, on the other hand, has Turkey Creek, and Turkey Creek has all the stuff you're probably looking for. When it comes to things like grocery stores and grocery shopping, Maryville does have Food Line, Kroger, and Walmart as your basic necessities, but they do not have a Publix, if you're familiar with that, or Costco, where Farragut has both. Public, Costco, they also have Kroger, Ingles, and Fresh Market. Plenty of nice places when it comes to shopping, groceries, and all of that stuff. Farragut is definitely ahead of the game when it comes to Maryville in my book. Now let's talk about schools for a second, because obviously school systems are very important to a lot of people when moving to a different area. I like to use niche.com, and when looking at how these two schools rank, they're both very good schools. Looking at how Farragut High School ranks in Knoxville, it's actually the #1 public high school in the Knoxville area. And as far as the state goes, it's actually #7 out of 368 high schools in Tennessee. When it comes to athletics, it ranks #36 out of 582 schools. Compare that to Maryville. Maryville is actually ranked #4 out of 39 schools in the Knoxville area. And Maryville is ranked #30 out of 368 high schools in Tennessee. So both highly ranked. I will say that Maryville is ranked higher on the athletic side in Tennessee at #11 and #3 in the Knoxville area. So both very good schools, both have their strong points. Now, we only have one regional airport in the area, and that is the McGee-Tyson Airport. The funny part about it is people refer to it as the Knoxville Airport, but it's actually located in Blount County. So if you live in that area, you're going to be 8 minutes from downtown Maryville to the airport, versus if you live in Farragut, we're 22 minutes from the middle of Farragut to the airport. So obviously you're closer if you live in Blount County, but it's really not that far of a drive no matter which way you go. Home prices. Now, home prices is one spot where we definitely vary. The average sold price for a home in Maryville currently is around $410,000, where the average sold home price in Farragut is upwards of $685,000. So there's a big difference in the average price. A lot of that has to do with location, though, because Farragut is much closer to downtown Knoxville. Farragut is also closer to all the shopping, and you have the good schools, where Maryville has good schools, but it doesn't necessarily have the shopping. And either way, you're pretty far from downtown Knoxville, relatively speaking. Now, here's another big difference I'd like to point out. Maryville being the city of Maryville, if you live in the city, you're going to pay county taxes and city taxes. Okay, so your taxes are going to be almost double if you live in the county. You can live in Blount County and be in Maryville, but not be in the city. So just like honestly, if you live in Farragut, your address is going to say Knoxville, because we live in the county, and almost everything in the county is still called Knoxville. Pro tip: if you're searching for a home in Farragut, On a lot of websites, it's better not to search for Farragut because you only find a few listings that actually are address Farragut. It's better to search by 37934, which that zip code mimics much of the town of Farragut's property lines. So just something to consider. But now looking at Farragut's taxes, again, we're in the county, Knox County, and so you only pay a county tax here. And our county taxes, actually Knox County and Knoxville city taxes are both less than they are in Maryville. So Maryville city taxes are higher, Maryville county taxes are higher. To put it in perspective, the city tax is $2.27 per 100 of assessed value. Their county tax is $2.47 per 100 assessed value. Where in Knox County, which is where Farragut is, you're looking at 1.554 per 100. Or if you live in the city, you have 2.1556 per 100. So again, at the end of the day, it's not a huge, massive difference. You're looking at a $400,000 house. That assessed value is going to be way under that. But it's not uncommon to see a $400,000 house with a $1,200 to $1,300 a year property tax. So depending on where you're coming from, a significant savings either way. Just know if you live in Maryville City or Knoxville itself, you're going to pay a lot more in property taxes. But you do get some perks with that, and we're about to talk with that. One of those is the fire department. If you live in the city of Maryville, obviously your fire is covered by your city taxes, right? Just like if you lived in Knoxville. Well, living in Farragut or living in Maryville on the county side, that's not the case. If you watch some of my other videos that talk about rural metro, that's what we have here in the Farragut area. And for the average house in our area, you're looking at about $400 to $500 a year. It's based on size of the home to get that annual subscription for fire service. Now, just to clear something up, if you don't pay it, they're still going to come and put out your fire if you have one. But if you don't pay it, you're also going to get hit with a hefty bill. Same thing happens in Blount County. Blount County has a subscription-based fire plan, but theirs is actually only $170 for a house. Based on what I can see, it's not based on the size of the house or anything. However, they do list on their website that if you're not a member and you have a fire and they come out, that they're going to charge you a rate of $3,000 an hour. And I would say that's about what rural metro also would charge. You can check both of these websites out. Bluntfire.com, that's bluntfire.com, to get all the information on the Blount County Fire Department, and then ruralmetrofire.com, so you can put in an address and see how much that subscription base would be. Be on the lookout. I'm going to end up doing a video here in the near future with Rural Metro to help explain the ins and outs of Rural Metro and the why. Let's talk about hospitals for a second. I know hospitals are very important to people. The Maryville area, you'd be looking at the Blount Memorial Hospital System, and they do have a couple different locations depending on what your needs are. But if you're in the Farragut area, we actually have two separate hospitals nearby. The closest one would be Tenova. It's actually in Turkey Creek towards the entrance. And then the next one, which is just a few minutes down the road, is Park West. All of that aside, let's talk about the area a little bit. Now, obviously, Farragut is a very nice area. You have nice homes, great shopping, good food, nice parks. It's a beautiful area to live. But it is basically a suburb of Knoxville. It's mainly homes, parks, and shopping and restaurants, right? Maryville, on the other hand, has a more rural feel to it, right? When you're leaving Farragut heading towards on Alcoa Highway, heading towards Maryville, you start to see the mountains. That's where the mountains really start to pop, is on the way. You don't really see mountains from Farragut necessarily. I gotta say, I think Maryville has that Tennessee feel that I think a lot of people are looking for. It's real easy to drive just a few minutes out and be in the country. To get to Gatlinburg, you go through Townsend. Beautiful area. mountainous. You got the river running through there. So you definitely have that going on in Maryville. But it comes down to, are you willing to give up, some of the amenities that living in this area of Knox County has, to be out there? That's a personal decision. It depends on what you like. One other thing that I think should be noted is Knoxville has the Tennessee River running right through it. That's where our lakes and stuff come from. There is a section of it that runs through Blount County, but it's just a section. It does not have as much water frontage in Blount County as we do here in Knox County. So if you're an avid boater, fisherman, ski, if water's real important to you, then you're either going to be close to like Greenback, to a certain area where the water is, or you're going to be or you're going to want to be in the Knoxville, the Knoxville or Loudon area along the water. So if you're considering between Maryville or Farragut, I hope you found this video helpful. If you have questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments or give us a call at 865-213-2899. And if you're looking for property, be sure to check us out on the web, knoxfox.com. That's the knoxfox.com. And we'd love to connect with you. I appreciate you watching. Be sure to subscribe and follow for our future videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Hey, be sure to leave a comment down below and let other viewers know what your favorite thing is about the Farragut or Maryville area, or what your biggest dislike is about one of these areas.